Hello, another week. Sure had fun yesterday with DVD. And here we go, Chapter 9, Catholic. And then a few days after, before I noticed, it was already entering mid-August. Nothing had particularly changed, and as always I was headed to Himiko-san's place.
Setsumi-san.
Hearing a voice I recognized, I turned around and the girl I had met before was there.
確か、姫子さんの。ええ、妹の千尋です。
As always, she spoke in a calm, well-mannered, gentle way. Unlike Himiko-san, if she, Chihiro-san, were said to be a helper or a Catholic, one wouldn't be surprised. Today, unlike the usual apron form seen at the hospital, she was in a white, cute one-piece dress that I thought was somehow her.
もしかしてこれから行くところ？うん。千尋さんも。いえ、私は先に寄るところがあるから。あ、そうだ。もしよかったら節美さんも一緒に来る？あ、うん。
I didn't know what was going on, but I continued walking behind Chihiro-san. Under the blazing sky, the two of us walked side by side along the street. Unlike Himiko-san, Chihiro-san spoke rarely, but somehow she was a person with an air about her, where just from being with her, one could feel at ease. And then, a little before the hospital, she turned left at an intersection where I normally didn't go. And at some point, as the area turned into a quiet residential neighborhood,
ほら、そこを曲がったところよ。
the rolling sound of bells. What appeared before me was a large church. From long ago, I knew there had been a church nearby, but this was the first time I had ever come to it.
ちなみに、隣の白い建物が私の家なの。
Saying that, what she pointed out was a pretty house that gave off a serene feeling. The tall, ivy-covered fence gave off a western atmosphere. It was probably obvious, but this being Chihiro-san's home, meant that it was also Himiko-san's home. And then, following her urgings, I stepped into the church. The first church I had entered. Streaming from windows, dazzling bright light, and vividly colored stained glass. It was the first time I visited here, and I felt it was very beautiful. Peaceful. Was that the word? The polar opposite of glaring gaudiness when it felt like this.
でも、誰も人がいないね。うん。この時間は誰も来ないから。
With just that answer, Chihiro-san approached what looked like the altar. Then from her pocket, she took out what resembled Buddhist prayer beads, and quietly brought her hands together. This was that thing called prayer. On TV, I've seen that the fingers were folded together, but this was like praying at the temple on New Year's, with just the hands brought together. And the thing she took out of her pocket, at first I had thought they were Buddhist beads, but looking carefully, it was a rosary. To me, everything was so fresh and new. This was of course the first time I'd seen any of this.
ねえ、あなたも一緒に祈らない？私が。いいの？うん。別に祈りを捧げるのに資格はいらないから。でも、何を祈ればいいの？それは人それぞれ、ご自由に。
Once again bringing her hands together, Chihiro-san quietly closed her eyes. Imitating her, I put my hands together in the same way. In the soundless place, closing my eyes, it felt like everything dissolved to nothingness. However, I felt it wasn't a fear instilling dark and emptiness, but a clear white that spread everywhere. But what in the world should I pray for, I wondered. Chihiro-san said that I was free to choose, but for me, what I should be praying for was a difficult thing. Next to myself, I could hear the small whispers of Chihiro-san's voice. So small I couldn't make out the words. But I felt sure she was praying for Himiko-san. by that so very seriously praying figure, I felt my reasoning wasn't that far off. Once again, my eyes opened after some time. Well, just 30 seconds worth. When I looked next to me, Chihiro-san also seemed to be finishing up her praying.
千尋さんはカトリックの人なんだよね。ええ、そうよ。まあ、カトリックの人ってのは変な表現だけどね。じゃあお姉さんは、姫子さんは違うの？お姉ちゃんはエセカトリックだとか言って否定しているけど、でも私が知る限り、とても敬虔なクリスチャンよ。
In her usual kind way of speaking, she answered. From Himiko-san that I knew, I couldn't imagine it, but none other than the younger sister, Chihiro-san, said so. So it must be as she said.
じゃあ出ましょうか。
Chihiro-san walked toward the entrance that we had come from. When I walked after her in the same way, suddenly, her feet stopped and she turned around.
あ、そうだ。節美さん、こっち向いて。
When I wondered what she was going to do, she once again placed her hands together.
あなたの上に、主の豊かな恵みと祝福がありますように。私のために。もちろん私は司祭様じゃないから気持ちだけだけどね。
After that, we left the church, and in front of the hospital, we parted. For me, it had all been new experiences.
教会やカトリックのことはよくわからない。
All I knew was that I had reconfirmed that Chihiro-san was a very kind and good person, and also the Himiko-san that acted so coldly toward her was apparently a devoted Catholic like her. Slightly late, I came to the usual place, but for some reason, I couldn't find Himiko-san in the hospital room or even the lounge. I wondered where she went. If you're looking for Himiko-san, she's in the courtyard. As I peered around, a nurse passing by spoke to me. It's hot, so tell her not to overdo things.
わかった。
When I looked, Himiko-san was in the middle of watering the flowers.
おはよう、節美。今日も暑いわね。
As she spoke, she held a hose single-handedly and was spraying the flowers with vigor. However, her outfit was the usual pajamas and slippers, and then maybe to defend against sunstroke. On her head, she wore a straw hat. That image was oddly comical and yet mysteriously seemed just like Himiko-san. To that Himiko-san, I pointed to the place we planted bulbs the other day.
もう芽が出てくるの。そんなに早くは無理よ。
Then she showed me a carefree smile. She had been called a devoted Catholic, but for her to have an air like Chihiro-san had praying in the church, at least to me, was unimaginable.
ここは荒野。だから花が咲くのよ。え？盛んに花を咲かせ、喜び喜んで歌う。知ってる？イザヤ書の言葉よ。
I shook my head. I didn't really know, but it was probably from some kind of scripture. And just now, as I was having the thought, Himiko-san's sudden words surprised me. And then, while I was thinking about that, phew, it's hot today, isn't it? From somewhere came a nurse, someone I hadn't seen before. He seemed like someone from the floor I didn't know. Thank you very much, Himiko-san.
ああ、ついでに他の花にも水あげといたから。
So, which is better? I was thinking of taking some.
何階よ？
The third floor's X-ray waiting room.
じゃあ、鉢植えでもいいわね。
As she spoke, she scooped out a number of yellow and white pansies and moved them to a plastic bag. Thank you very much. I'll be going then. Taking the plastic bag into her hands, the nurse disappeared into the building once more. On leaving, her hands made a cross. Maybe that nurse was also a Catholic, and I didn't really understand it, but it seems that this flower bed, Himiko-san could plant and pick as she pleased. I believed not because she was a resident of the 7th floor, but because in this hospital, she seemed to be officially recognized.
今の看護婦さんも知り合い。ええ、他にも知り合いは大勢いるわよ。
Being a former helper I had heard about, but did this come about just from that alone? Thinking about how this was a Christian hospital, and then how she had been called a devoted Catholic earlier, I had a feeling there was a link.
何よ、その不思議そうな顔は。別に何か権限をもらってるわけじゃないわよ。私は元ヘルパー。今は7階の住人。ただ、ちょっとキャリアが長かったから、それなりに顔が利くって程度よ。
And she added that while she was my age, she had come in and out of here often. From those words, having a long career didn't simply mean being a helper. Now that she mentioned it, she had once said that Catholics were involved in various public welfare activities. Looking at it like that, probably it was just as Chihiro-san said. Himiko-san might be a devout Christian.
どうしたの？まだなんか聞きたいの？どうして姫子さんはお祈りとかしないの？お祈り？この私が？だって敬虔なクリスチャンなんでしょ？そうね。エセカトリックが気に入らないなら元クリスチャンでもいいわよ。
That would mean that in the past it was true, but now it wasn't.
じゃあもうお祈りすることはないの？ないわ。
Firmly denied.
ついでに言わせてもらうとさ、祈りがあるってことは呪いもあるってことだと思わない？
I didn't really get it, being suddenly asked such a question. I couldn't gather my thoughts. And there was a problem that I didn't know the difference between prayers and curses.
で、それよりも明日行こうと思うんだけど。ほら、この前は無理だったでしょ？
Did she mean that thing about a pineapple tree? In the end, we went to just before the station that day. We gave up and came back. She had said we'd go again at a later date, but...
でも、どうやって行くの？大丈夫だって、お姉さんに任せなさい。とりあえず、せっかくだから、お弁当、忘れないようにね。
Pineapples, huh? As the sun was slowly setting, once again today, the two of us sat around the dinner table.
え？明日はお弁当2人分？
いいかな。
Because tomorrow I was going to go out with Himiko-san, I tried asking for a lunch for two. However, even though my health had been good lately, if mother said no, I was planning on giving up on the idea.
やっぱりダメ。
もうそんなわけないでしょ。お母さん張り切って作ってあげるわよ。
Instead of worrying about me, mother simply gave her okay. In fact, she seemed even happier than usual.
ねえ、そのお友達の姫子さんって何か苦手なものあるのかしら？
ブロッコリー。
わかったわ。じゃあそれは入れないようにしてっと。そうそう。今度よかったらうちにも遊びに来てもらいなさいよ。
Falling back onto the bed, I let out a big sigh. I'm sure that mother thinks that Himiko-san was a normal hospital patient or a nurse. At the least, she wasn't thinking that it was someone from the 7th floor. The fries were like this. Himiko-san was also like this. The happier mother got.
私は心苦しかった。これが罪悪感と呼ばれるものだろうか。
Well, let's head on over to the pineapple tree. At a slightly earlier time than usual, I headed to the hospital. The lunch is in the tote bag in my hand, number 2. Since it was hot, mother also prepared a frozen water bottle for me. I wasn't sure how far we were going, but I was pretty sure she spoke about going all the way to the ocean before.
せつみさん、千尋さん。実は探していたの。
And from the pocket, she took something out and offered it to me.
これ、お姉ちゃんに渡してもらえるかな？キー。
What I expected was a shining silver key.
もしかして、車の？ 村の駐車場に止めてるって言えばわかると思うから。じゃあ、お願いね。
With those final words, once again Chihiro-san rushed off somewhere. It couldn't be. I didn't think she was planning on going by car, but... Or maybe there was someone else to drive? As I wondered about it, I went to Himiko-san as I was told. Peeking into the lounge and seeing that she wasn't there, I headed to the hospital room.
おはよう。今日は早いわね。そう言われてたから。あとこれ、渡してくれって。
As I answered, I showed her the key I was given earlier.
ありがとう。じゃあ行きましょうか。
As if it were perfectly natural, Himiko-san took the key. Was she really planning on going by car? We came to the parking lot, since it was just the time in the morning when outpatients came in. Area near the entrance was packed with cars. And then, walking a while in the parking lot, as we came to the furthest part.
あった。久しぶりね。
She stopped in front of one car, a red-colored open top. However, that car, as far as I could see, was made for two. At that point, the theory that there was some other driver vanished.
どう？いい車でしょう。そんなことより、車に乗っていいの？法的にはね。
That wasn't what I meant, though.
危ないわよ。事故ればね。もう、大丈夫だって分かってるから。これでも自分の体のことは自分が一番よく分かってるって。
Even if you say that, I don't know how much trust I can put in it.
あのね、私だって本当に危ないと思ってたら乗らないわよ。本当に？ええ。道路は私一人で走ってるわけじゃないんだからさ。
And after saying that, Himiko-san quickly got into the car.
で、どうするのよ？シートが片側空いているんだけど。わかったわ
Here
よ。
we go. Raising a light engine noise, the red open top started running. Moving from the usual familiar streets, past the neighborhood supermarket I occasionally went to, passing 3 intersections in moments, we suddenly went on a large road. But I wonder, just where in the world was she planning on going? Before, she said that it was about 2 hours by train, so I think it'd be quite a distance, but as I thought that, I sat next to her and stared at the view.
ああ、ごめん、揺れた？うん、ちょっと。少し辛抱してね。運転久しぶりだから勘を取り戻すまで。
Before it came to that, I thought her driving felt rough. In reality, she probably wasn't going that fast, but mainly because there was no roof, even the slightest swerve was extremely scary.
ねえ、もうちょっとゆっくり。なんか言った？なんでもないわよ。
I decided to quietly grip the seatbelt tightly. My hair was going to be a disaster from the wind, but I'll live with that. Already, the sight of me desperately gripping the seatbelt with both hands might have been ridiculous looking.
あれ？節美何やってるの？私のことは気にしないで。
Around when, if you look around, the scenery was changing from being in the city to a beautiful green. And Himiko-san had finally regained her driving sense, or maybe I was the one who had gotten used to that driving. In either case, we got to the point where we could calmly talk.
どう？オープンも悪くないでしょう。うん。風が気持ちいい。そうそう。この自然との一体感がいいのよね。
Certainly, I didn't think so in the city, but here in the middle of this natural place, it felt very liberating and nice. And even as we spoke about this, cars driving in the next lane were constantly passing us. At first, I had thought Himiko-san's driving was scary, but it seemed that she really was driving safely.
これ、なんて車？あら、車に興味あるの？別に、そういうわけじゃないけど。
There wasn't any deep meaning behind the question. Just, for no real reason, I wanted to know.
ユーノス、ロードスターよ。もしかして、すごい車なの？そんなに驚くほどじゃないわ。ただ、私が好きってだけで、エアコンもナビもない、古臭い車よ。
And then, Himiko-san taught me many things about the car. How it was the first generation NA model. NA as in North America? What the power-weight ratio was. She continued talking as best she could about technical things.
86に抜かれた。
Let's see. Often known as a Toyota Corolla for those who have been exposed to the initial T series. Yep. As she spoke, she pointed at one car passing the next lane.
あいつに抜かれるとなぜか悔しいのよね。
And then Himiko-san continued on about midship layouts and rotary engines, always passionately talking about these mysterious things. Le Mans. Was this some kind of dessert, I think? Of course for me, I had no clue what they were. But Himiko-san really loved cars. That made itself clear to me.
でも変ね。何が？思ってたよりしっかり走るわ。長い間ほったらかしだった割にはね。
Oh dear, you don't know. The roadster continued on, its red hood reflecting the summer sky as red. And when it looked up, the sun that had been behind us was coming right overhead. We passed through the long, long mountain road. And then before our eyes spread to sea.
どう？いい景色でしょ。
A shoreline that continued endlessly. A summer sunlight that sparkled and reflected off the emerald waves. Far away swaying pine groves, distant voices of seagulls. And then, what could be seen along the sides of the road were many phoenix palms. Himiko-san said they were something like pineapple trees. And as she had mentioned before, each and every one of them was big.
ここが目的地。ええ、もう間もなくよ。少し行ったところに路駐できる場所あるから。はい、着いたわよ。
Along the road running parallel to the sea was a shoulder that seemed to be for emergency stopping. There was space for 2 or 3 cars to stop, but since there was no traffic, it wasn't likely that another car would come. Stopping the car in that area, we got out of the car.
ねえ、缶ジュース何がいい？レモンティー。了解。ちょっと待っててね。はい、お待たせ。
Mixed with the crashing of waves, the quick sound of pull tabs rang out. And then Himiko-san, facing the sea with her hand on her hip.
おいしい。
As if coming out of the bath and drinking a milk, she gulped down the orange juice in one go. And for no real reason, I also put my hand on my hip and tried gulping down the lemon tea in one go. Then, we walked towards the sea spread up before our eyes.
ここは綺麗なところね。ええ、私のちょっとしたお気に入りスポットかな。以前にもよく来ていたの。そうでもないけど、たまにはね。もともとは偶然発見したんだけどさ。偶然？だってほら、あの車ってナビないでしょ？だから最初は適当に走ってて着いたのよ。
As she answered, Himiko-san's face was just a little different from usual. It was somehow lonely, somehow nostalgic, a complicated kind of face.
さてと、それよりも目的があったわね。
This is what she said registered. She began rummaging through the trunk of the car. Then, taking out a small saw-like object, she started walking towards a large phoenix palm by the roadside. Oh boy. Did she really mean to cut one?
それは何よ？あら、弓の子って知らない？本来は金属切断用だけど、よく切れるのよ。そうじゃなくて、何をするつもり？もちろん切るのよ。ちょびっと5センチくらい。
As she spoke, she placed a hacksaw against the phoenix palm. I had a feeling it was better to stop, but just how serious Himiko-san herself was, I didn't know. Or maybe, if it's just 5 cm, it didn't matter so much. As I worried about these things alone.
やっぱりやめた。
Saying that, she once again returned the hacksaw to the trunk of the car. She decided to give up. Or had she not been serious from the start?
まだ人目があるから、もう少し暗くなってからにするわ。
It's not like she gave up at all. Burning sunlight, moist sea breeze, and the scent of the ocean. Once in a while, a number of seagulls came close. On that kind of beach, the two of us started a late lunch.
あなたのお母さん料理うまいわね。今日のは特に頑張ってくれたから。そう。いいお母さんね。うん。
Speaking about these things, we ate our lunch. Sitting upon the sheet Himiko-san prepared, it was a lunch party where the two of us put on straw hats to keep off the sun. Almost like pigeons in a park. When we gave the seagulls crumbled croquettes, they fiercely snapped them up. Looking at those silly figures, the two of us laughed. This feeling, how long has it been, I wonder? I couldn't help but think about that.
どうやらまだ好きだと思っているようね。
The words came as she looked at the fries that were always there. At those words, I couldn't help but fall silent. She had said it wasn't kindness. In other words, it probably meant that if I don't like them, then there was kindness in saying so. Even I understood that. Understood, but reddening her hands, doing it for me, in front of such a happy mother to say that sort of thing, knowing just how sad it would make her. That much, even I knew. When I looked, Himiko-san was gently patting me on the back. As if calming a crying child, she continued to pat my back.
しょうがないわよ。口で言うほど簡単じゃないからね。姫子さん。そうね。いつかちゃんと言えるといいわね。うん。すごく難しいことだけど、実はわがまま言いまくりでちょうどいいのかもよ。
Saying that, she gave me a smile. With her usual cheery face, she gently encouraged me. That wasn't too long. You can go on ahead to vintage wine. The sea breeze stopped, and the long summer day began drawing to a close. Around went the waves, the sky, and everything that could be seen was stained orange.
さて、そろそろいい頃かしら。
Oh boy. As she spoke, Himiko-san once again went to get a hacksaw. For an already sparsely traveled place, she probably had been waiting for this even more opportune time. I'm just gonna say, what if a police cruiser just comes right along? In the middle of that, a single car came down the road in front of us. For some reason, it was headed straight for where we were.
何か車が来たみたい。
It's your other friend, isn't it?
珍しいわね。こんな場所で止まるなんて。
What stopped before our eyes was an unknown subcompact car. Beyond the lace curtains, what could be seen in the car were lots of stuffed toys and numerous accessories. That was, without a doubt, the car of someone with girlish interests.
変な車。そうね。今時フリルの内装をした K はいないわ。
In front of the car that stopped before us, we both gave our impressions. And then, the owner of the strange car slowly opened the door.
やっ元気そうね。あなた、ゆか。偶然ね。こんなところで会うなんて。ええ。とんでもない偶然ね。
It seemed to be someone Himiko-san knew. Who was this? A short, cute-looking person who looked good in the frilly clothing she wore. Himiko-san herself said that she knew many people at the hospital, But the person before my eyes didn't seem like that sort of person.
ところで、何よ、その品のない車は。
うるさいわね。あんたのオンボロよりマシよ。つか、こう見えても新車よ。たく、ペーパーに遠距離走らせるんじゃないわよ。
あなたこそ年を考えなさいよね、年を。
What was this? This feeling. It seemed like an argument, and it also didn't seem to amount to a conversation. Yet, somehow it just didn't feel like that at all.
でもまあ、なんていうか、ゆか。ありがとうね。
何唐突に言ってんのよ。
いろいろよ。いろいろ。きっとあなたがユーノスも整備してくれていたんでしょ？
知らないわよ。偶然でしょ。
じゃあこれもそういうことにしといてあげ。
The very happily conversing Himiko-san. Out of all the times that I've seen Himiko-san up to now, this expression was the first. And the person she spoke to, by her words, she was always angry, but it didn't feel like that at all.
じゃあ、私、もう行くから。
With just that little conversation, the woman quickly got back into her own car, as if she might not have known just why she had even come. But, in truth, didn't she want to talk more? She probably wanted to spend much, much more time together. For some reason, I felt that way. I couldn't help but turn to Himiko-san and open my mouth.
ねえ、このまま別れてもいいの？
There wasn't any particular reply. She just continued to gaze at that person. In truth, didn't she want to talk more? I hesitated in even uttering those words. Somehow I sensed that I shouldn't intrude. Yeah, we're kind of third wheeling here. Maybe we should get out of the way. Then the car that I thought was just going to leave, the briefly closed driver's side window opened one more time.
ねえ、姫子。
ええ、わかってるわ。
And just exchanging those words, both of them fell silent. Both Himiko-san and the unknown woman who made a face in their cheers. In a world where everything that could be seen was stained orange, only the crashing of waves and the cries of seagulls sounded. And then, as the driver's side window closed,
その、じゃあね。
with those last words, she once again returned to the road.
バカね。相変わらず7階に来ちゃダメだからってこんな場所にまで来るなんて。今の人はそうね、ちょっと素直じゃなくて、でも本当は優しい。皆勤賞を逃した人よ。皆勤賞？ええ。そして一番の親友よ。
Himiko-san slowly murmured. Her eyes were gentle, but somewhere lonely.
おかげで残り3つが2つになっちゃったわ。パイナップルの木じゃなかったの。それもあるけど、それとは別にね、もう一度だけ会ってみたかったのよ。親友とね。
Seems like wish was granted. And then, the orange-colored scenery slowly changed to blue. Already the seabird and the cicada cries had disappeared, and only the sound of the waves hung over the beach. Within that, the two of us were still at that place. Are we gonna be late? Oh boy.
やっぱパイナップルの木じゃなかったみたいね。残念残念。
Whoever said that, but it certainly didn't sound like it. Instead, Himiko-san sounded as if she were having fun.
第一それ、1センチも切ってないわよ。いいのよ。 これ以上は木がかわいそうでしょ。だったら最初から切らなければいいのに。ダメ！何事もやりもしないで決めつけるべきじゃないの。
And then, with lightly skipping steps, she began walking towards the water's edge.
ほら、せっかく海に来たんだし、遊んで帰りましょう。冷たい。ねえ、設備も来なさいよ。冷たくて気持ちいいわよ。
At the water's edge, barefoot and raising the hem of her pajamas, Himiko-san seemed to be having fun. Could it be that in reality, testing the pineapple tree didn't matter at all? For me, I couldn't imagine the reason. But it might have been that she wanted an excuse, whatever it was, to go outside. And separate from my inner thoughts, Himiko-san was enjoying herself at the water's edge. It was just, even though I didn't understand plenty, there was one thing that I understood. A figure of Himiko-san right now before my eyes. Without a doubt, a few months later, this person will disappear. A sunny smile, the gentle patting on my back, the warmth in that hand will disappear. Only that was unmistakable.
こら！そんなところで何黄昏てんのよ。来ないと本格的に水かけちゃうわよ。わかったわよ。
Having been prodded, I also took off my shoes and headed to the water's edge barefoot.
どう？気持ちいいでしょ。冷たくて気持ちいい。
I washed my feet in the waves, the feel of the sand, the cool evening water. Both felt good. How many years was it since I've been in the sea like this, I wonder? When will be the next time I can come to the sea like this, I wonder.
さあ、いよいよ盛り上がってまいりました。
And then, from the convenience store bag in her hand, Himiko-san took out something. Ooh, little fireworks? Just when I wondered what it was.
じゃーん！ここでお酒登場！
Of course.
ほら、あなたもグラス持って。
Hmm.
でも、私お酒は。いいからいいから、パイナップルの真実も突き止めたことだし。それにこれ、8年もののワインなんだから。
Okay, they sell that in convenience stores? With overflowing gusto, she half forcibly poured me a glass. The clear red wine seemed overladen with the beautiful color of the moonlight's blue. The two of us waded into the sea to our ankles and took up our glasses.
ところで説明、あなた、今いくつだっけ？ 15。じゃあ、8年もののワインと、15歳に乾杯！あと、私の人生にも。
The moon floating in the cloudy summer sky illuminated the dark beach. The thin things to do before dying. 3 weeks ago, I was told to go along with the remaining 3. And now, the pineapple tree and best friend were cleared, leaving what appeared to be one more. For me, I didn't know what that was, but the day for doing that last one might not be that far off. And after some time passed, Himiko-san was still happily walking along the water's edge. Suddenly, her feet stopped and turned this way.
ねえ、節美。もしもだけどさ、このまま海に入っていったら、楽に死ねるかな。
Over there, the expression that had been on her face just before had disappeared.
ねえ、その時はあなた、止めてくれる？本気で死ぬ気なら、とっくに海に飛び込んでいるはずだわ。相変わらずクールね。
As she spoke, she splashed her way back.
よっこいしょっと。
No particular meaning in that. And then, while drying her wet feet with a towel, she sat down next to me.
さて、 またまた盛り上がってきたわね。
In contrast to her words, she spoke calmly and turned to face the one who had fallen silent, me.
いいわよ。あるんでしょ？聞きたいことたくさん。
Giving a small nod, I slowly opened my mouth. From long before, there had been many things I wanted to ask Himiko-san.
死ぬって聞かされたとき、泣いた。そりゃあ、ちょっとはね。じゃあ、どうして自分だけがって恨んだ？それは難しい質問ね。逆にあなたに聞くけどさ、恨むって誰に対して？
I didn't know. That was my reaction to the unexpected question.
そうね。もし神様ってのがいるのなら、恨んだかもね。元カトリックのくせに、神様の存在を信じてないの？いいえ、信じてるわよ。元カトリックでもね。おそらく神様はいる。でもね、どうやら多忙らしいのよ。神様とやらは。それとも、ただ無関心なのかしらね。
She continued to speak softly, as if talking to herself. That face, illuminated by the moonlight, felt somehow lonely and philosophical.
ねえ、セツミ、あなた、フランダースの犬って知ってる？フランダースの犬？ええ。結構有名な話だから知ってるでしょ。大体は。
At the sudden words, I answered with the slightest of nods. When I was young, I think I watched an anime broadcast of it. I believe it was a story about a child who had lost his family, Nello, and his dog Parash.
ネロと
Oh, Patrash.
パトラッシュとアロア。あなたは誰になりたい？もしくは誰にはなりたくない？
The ones who ultimately died, Nello and Patrash, and the two's best friend, Alon. I didn't want to die, but even saying that, I didn't want to be the one left behind, Alon.
誰にもなりたくない。そりゃあ無理な相談ね。どうして？人にはこの3択しかないのよ。
As Himiko-san answered, her face was different from usual. The expression that she occasionally showed, that very strict expression, was there. Well, until next time then. Ciao.